straight. So if you got two habits, you got to find you a staircase like this over on the right, and you go smoking and drinking, drinking and smoking, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'll talk more about this sculpture on the way back in, but something funny happened about a month ago. A little kid looked at it and he goes, "Oh my gosh, is that Kim Kardashian?" There's going to be an 8-foot bronze statue of St. Anthony of Padua. Now, St. Anthony lived in the 12th century. He was from Lisbon, Portugal. It's the country that gave his name and where we get our name, San Antonio. So this sculpture is right over here on the right. Move! They're trying to look at that statue. They're like, what? All the waters, Yanaguana. Y'all ready for this? Yanaguana means the place of the clear water. What do y'all think? San Antonio, there is a big German influence. That's why there's town names like Fredericksburg and New Braunfels. Those are German establishments. Now, back in the day of 1868, those townspeople got together and said, "Hey, we want a place to worship in our own native language." That's when they built the beautiful Gothic-style church to the right, St. Joseph's Catholic Church.
Wow! Wow, that's awesome.
Let me ask y'all something. Have y'all noticed that there's not a lot of safety rating on the Riverwalk? There's a reason. They don't want it to look like a Six Flags to commercialize. But I know you wanted to know this. Do people ever fall in the river? All the time. On average, 3 people a day will fall in from the side. I mean, y'all don't got to worry about it today, though, because I know 3 people fell in early this morning. So you're good today. What do you think the top 2 reasons people fall in the river? Blame it on the alcohol. Number 1 is a cell phone. That's it right there. I saw this one girl taking all these pictures of herself. She kept on backing and backing. I said, uh-oh. Let me tell you what did get recorded one time. I was driving my boat, and one girl told the other girl to shut up. The other girl took a margarita and threw it in the girl's face. My boat turned into a Jerry Springer show. You can still see it to this day if you go on the Reddit. All right, I missed something. Turn around, look behind the boat up here on Alamo Street. You're going to see a big orangish red sculpture up there. It's called the Torch of Friendship. The artist's name is Sebastian. Now, from every angle that you look at it, you'll see a different view of it. That's what the artist wanted you to get out of it. From every angle in life, there's always another point of view. In this case, he's talking about the relationship of the United States and Mexico. Now, pretty much 2 things to put San Antonio on the map. Of course, the Alamo. The other thing is the World's Fair of 1968. Now, when San Antonio was awarded that World's Fair, they did it like a building block. Each room was built 6 miles from here, complete with beds, nightstands, dressers, lamps. Everything was secured to the floor. Then each room was brought down here, hoisted up, and then stacked, one on top of each other, just like Legos, if you would.
Whoa!
Now, as we round the corner here, we'll go through my favorite part of the Riverwalk, called the Arneson River Theater. It's an open-air venue. Up to 800 people will sit on the grass seats on the left. Then on the right is the stage. You might recognize the stage if you saw that movie, Miss Congeniality, starring Sandra Bullock.
back in the stands, it was 5-5 now. At the beginning of this game,
He's repeating you.
Of a former Texas governor named Dolph Briscoe. Some of the highlights are Pancho Villa's last known saddle, Santa Ana ceremonial sword. Pretty cool sculpture over here to the right of this cowboy herding his cattle. Now this building dates way back to 1930 when it was the San Antonio Public Library. In 1968 this became a museum for clowns.
The Briscoe Western Art Museum is open till
Called the
5 p.m.
Briscoe,
today.
the Hertzberg Circus Museum.
A lot of neat things in there, like
Biden
birds
is
of the
going
air,
there.
What?
Biden is going there.
There are 4 bridges like this along the San Antonio Riverwalk. They're unique because they're not welded together, made from nuts, bolts, screws, reinforcements. Now, if you decide right now you would like to stand up, that would be very poor timing on your part. It's very low, but don't worry. I'm a decent driver. Never have I hit anybody's head on this bridge. Look over here on the right, there's a sculpture that sits on a little island that we call Marriage Island. Now the reason why they call it Marriage Island, look at this. The roots of the trees make up a perfect heart. This is the bottom of the heart. Right here goes around the other side of the tree. It comes back around this way. So they say very, very lucky to get married on that heart. My brother's been married there 3 times already. So. Hey, it was an upgrade every time. It was lucky. It's not me. We better go. Over on the right is the Westin Hotel. Not really historic or anything, but that is where the visiting team would often stay when they play against the 5-time NBA champion San Antonio Spurs. Now we've been stuck on number 5 a long time. As you saw us play lately, you know we'll be stuck there a while longer, but there's hope. There's hope. The ping pong balls went our way. We're going to get to draft a player that's about 7'5" and about 130 pounds. But he could hang glide from a Dorito. He is so skinny. So he's going to have to bulk up a little bit or he's going to get bounced around. But he's really amazing. He's good. 1929 was Smith and Young building. Now if you look at the very top, you will see gargoyles hanging out over the side. And look right above the tree line. Y'all see all those ugly, ugly faces?
Yes.
Not you guys down there. We're talking about above y'all upstairs. Those faces.
Yes.
They're called grotesque. Look really close. You might notice this. Notice when the man is happy, the woman is not. And look at the next step. When the woman is happy, the man is not.
That's building a life.
Yeah, regular. Yeah. When are they happy at the same time? Look on the side of the building. Titanic ship. Look, this is the front. Like I'm king of the world. And then the top part is the back of the ship, like it's coming in. Hey, if you have a couple margaritas, you can see it real good. That might be the problem if you can't see it. This archway begins the journey into the flood channel. Now it is different. Hey, in front of us, just like in Paris, bunch of locks on fences. Those are called love locks. What 2 people do that love each other, they bring them a lock, lock the lock, kiss the key, and throw it in the river. Now, if you've got commitment issues, don't do that, guys. Bring a combination lock down here. And think ahead. You might. And if you wanted to see the oldest church in the whole entire state of Texas, you can walk up these steps over here to the left till you reach the old San Fernando Cathedral. Dates back to 1731. To this day, it's where the ashes of the defenders of the Alamo are at. Yep, they scooped up all the ashes. They knew one of them was Davy Crockett because he had that little raccoon hat laying right there. That's how they knew. 5 feet around. Now earlier I showed you the floodgate that will rise up in the case of a flood. This one comes down in the case of a flood, like a guillotine. Looks like a guillotine, don't it?
Yeah.
Comes down fast. Every day at 12:55 p.m. they drop it and test it to make sure it's working just right. 12:55 p.m. every day. Yes, sir. That's going to be a new apartment complex. It's called Floodgate. I don't really like that name. Floodgate. That sounds cheap. Over here on the right is the Esquire Tavern. Esquire Tavern opened up in... If you saw the movie Selena, you might recognize this bridge in front of us. There was a scene where J-Lo was right there at the top. That's a good joke. Thank you. That's good. On the left is the La Mansion Hotel, opened up in 1968, just in time for the World's Fair. But if you were looking at the site in 1853, you'd be looking at little boys studying for school on the balcony of St. Mary's School for Boys. Hey guys, y'all, I'm going to show you an optical illusion, okay? It looks like a skinny woman. It's an optical illusion. You're only seeing one side of the building, the triangular shaped building. The building was going to be taller until they did the shadow test. They realized if that building's going to be taller, it's going to cast a shadow on the Alamo. And we don't do that around here. That's actually the reason why San Antonio does not have a big skyline with giant skyscrapers. Out of respect for that Alamo,
Where we are now,
which is through the doors to the left about a block away.
we're on the Bogo de Tura.
Coming up on the right is the Casino Club building. Now you heard me right. Shop, usually like on the weekend.
Đâu, cái gì đẹp?
You remember when I said people get close to falling in?
Đẹp á.
Look how the trees are very close to the edge.
Ở đây đâu đi cái ống đào mua đồ nữa. Ôi, nó chuyền luôn rồi.
Now high to the sky to the right, that's the crown jewel of the 1968 World's Fair, called the Tower of America. What you're looking at the very top is an observation deck. Right below it is a restaurant that revolves around one time an hour.
Hace mucho.
And then this is a brand new sculpture I was talking about earlier. She's called Stargazer.